everyone. I'm Miss Karen from the Dorsch branch of the Monroe County Library System. And today on Dorsch Discovers Downtown, we're going to take a run to Run Hip and meet Derek Todora. He's the owner of the business, and so talk to him briefly about everything. So originally the building was open, his store was open in August of 2016, and he's a Monroe resident, and he feels like there should be an active lifestyle company is what he calls it. So we just want to share some information with him about the business, and so bring people in there and let them know about it. He also has some super fun group runs that he has on Saturday mornings at 7:30 and on Wednesday evenings at 6 o'clock. So we'll talk more about that with him when we get there. So come on with me. Hello everyone, we're here with Derek at Run Hip, and I just thank you very much for doing this for us. Okay. And could you just briefly tell us about your store and everything around it?
Sure, so my name is Derek Todora, and I've been here at this location since 2016, right next to the Dorsch Library. Been part of the downtown community my whole life. I'm really happy to be here. I'm a running store. I'm technically classified as a running store, a run specialty store. So what I do is I specialize in running and walking shoes, premium apparel, accessories, and hydration and nutrition for runners and walkers.
Perfect. So is it possible that you can kind of like just go through it and tell us what we should look for in a running shoe, or something like, I'm not a runner, something I should look for?
So the biggest misconception about coming into my store is that people feel like they need to be a runner in order to walk in. They feel intimidated by the store, but that's not the case at all. Over half of my customers, they're not even runners, they're just everyday people that need a nice pair of shoes. And what I do is I do custom fittings and I do a foot analysis. So when you come on in, what I do is I'll have you take your shoes off and I'll check your arches and I'll watch you walk a little bit, and from there, and then we'll also talk about what you're gonna use the shoes for, and from that I'll put that puzzle together and I'll bring out the right shoes for your foot type, and that'll get you in the right shoe.
Wonderful. Yeah, I looked at some of your reviews and everybody was just wonderful about how great you are, that you're very knowledgeable, and you can really help them with any problem that they have. So that's really nice. So I know too, when I looked on your website, that you have a running group that you have on Saturday mornings and Wednesday evenings. Can you tell us about that? Sure.
So I've had, ever since we opened, I've had a running group that meets twice a week. Like you said, Wednesday night at 6 p.m. and Saturday mornings at 7:30 or 7 in the morning, depending on the time of the year. It's free. No commitment. We start here, we end here. We typically run from here to, we'll go west in the city towards Munson Park, or sometimes we'll go east right towards the state park and we'll do loops. So about a 5-mile loop on Wednesday, really nice and social, casual. And then on Saturdays we'll go a little bit longer. A lot of them, they usually typically go about 8 miles. And like I said, it's free, no commitment. You can just pop on anytime you want.
Now, is that all just for runners, or can a walker come, kind of come with you guys, or?
Well, so everybody's kind of at their own pace, right? So throughout this 5 or the 8 mile run, it kind of spreads out, but you're never by yourself because we have enough runners at everybody's pace, all ages. So, and we have people that bring their kids and push them in their baby strollers. We have parents with their kids on their bikes. So everybody's welcome.
Wonderful. Now, would you mind kind of showing us some of the things that you have, that you offer?
Sure. So I have multiple premium brands here that I sell in the store. I sell Brooks, which is the #1 selling fitness brand in the world. I also have Saucony is another brand I sell. I have Garmin watches, which is the best-selling GPS watch in the world. So I have neutral shoes. Neutral shoes are for people with high arches. And then I also have stability shoes, which are for people that have lower arched feet, or they pronate, which is the inward rolling of your ankle. That gives more arch and ankle support. And that's what I help determine when you come onto the store. What type of shoe is right for your foot type.
Okay. Would you mind doing that and kind of show an example with my foot?
Sure, that'd be easy. So what we'll do, Karen, is I'm gonna ask you to take off your shoes.
Okay.
All right.
I'll let you hold that.
I'll hold the mic.
Shoes?
Yep, you might as well just take off both your shoes.
Okay. So I know this is kind of like, I haven't done that, so Sorry if I have a dog, so if I have a dog here on my side.
No apologies. I get this every single day. Everybody's like, oh, my socks aren't matched or whatever, right? Okay, so I'm going to ask you to stand up just like I'm doing, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to get on one knee and I'm going to check your arches, okay? So just stand completely normal. And what I'm doing by checking your arches, and I'm going to look at your ankles real quick, what I'm doing is looking at the weight distribution. And see, simply by that. So you have a pretty decent arch. And you have no pronation that I necessarily see, so I'm going to bring out neutral shoes for your foot type. Okay. And then what we would do is just talk about what you're going to use them for. And then, so I have, minimal shoes, I have max cushion shoes, minimum cushion shoes. So it really, just by talking it out, kind of like a doctor's in a doctor's office, right? I'm determining what is the right shoe for your foot type. And normally I get, really good positive feedback.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and it's really, people think that it's hugely scientific and it's just that simple, right? And it's much better for you to do something like this than to go to, Dunham's and just pull off the rack, because a lot of people will get the wrong shoe for their foot type and they are not understanding why their feet hurt or why their knees hurt. And it's as simple as getting in the right shoe.
So like if somebody gets shin splints or something, is that something a shoe would help, or is it just because you just don't run?
Well, shin splints are a tricky thing. There's no magic pill with shin splints. A lot of times people get shin splints because they finally, after many, many, many years of not getting that exercise, they find that motivation and they just go out too far, too fast for their body, not realizing the kind of impact that running puts on your body. Yeah. So my advice to first timers is go a lot slower and shorter than what you think initially. So it takes a month for your body to really understand and get used to the impact.
Because I had a knee replacement, and I don't even have to run, and I get shin splints. I mean, so it's like, but maybe that's just I need to move more.
Yeah, and there's other, ifs, and there are some people that just running isn't for them, right? And there's a lot of other non-impact activities that you can do to help keep you active and keep you feeling healthy and young.
So if we're not a runner, but we're on our feet a lot, or we do a lot of walking, is there something special, shoes that we look for? Is the sizing different, and how does that work?
Yeah, so absolutely. So during my question and answer with you, I'm going to ask you a lot of questions, right? So I can get you in the right shoe for what you're going to be using them for. So if you're on your feet all day, let's say, or if you do a ton of walking, I'm typically going to gravitate towards some kind of max cushion shoe for you. And then I'm also going to talk about what size you've always worn and been in your whole life. There's the two biggest problems when people just go shopping by themselves is A, they shop for looks instead of feel, and they're also in the wrong size. You're supposed to typically be in about a thumb's width from the tip of your toe to the edge of your shoe. That's about the right sizing, but most people are in way too tight of a shoe.
Yeah, I wouldn't have ever guessed that. I would always think, you're right there at the shoe. So.
Yeah, most people think they need to be crammed to that shoe, so there's no movement. You're like in a cinder block, and that couldn't be farther from the truth. If your feet could talk to you, they would tell you, please give me some room to breathe and move.
So how about with the community? I saw on your website that you do like to contribute and go to and turn back with the community. Is there anything that you have that you got going on?
Yeah, so ever since I've been open, I have worked with the local schools. I give discounts to every school-aged middle school and high school kid that participates in cross country or the track programs. So every single fall for cross country or spring for the track team, I invite all the schools in and I'll do trainers for them, and they always get discounts on all their purchases.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's really good.
Yeah. That really builds a strong connection to the high schools that I really feel is important as a local business owner.
Okay.
So, the city has also asked me to participate in a lot of their community activities that I love to participate in, such as the downtown tree lighting. I've always had Santa Claus come on in and let the kids see Santa, and I've also participated in the Halloween trick or treat. It just allows me to give back to the community.
Yeah. So you're willing to do our summer reading? We're going to put a poster in your window for us?
Yeah, we did that last year. It was great. Let's do it again.
All right. Sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Karen.
What are some areas that are really good in Monroe to run?
So when I take my group run out for a run from here, we'll typically go down the Elm Street bike path to limit all the crosswalks and lights that we have to worry about. And then I'll also go towards the state park and do inside the state park loop. That keeps us safe and away from distracted driving and traffic.
Okay. Now, how about the running apparel? Is there anything in particular we should have if you are a beginner runner or just for walking?
Yes, good question. I'm glad you brought that up. Yes. So I sell all moisture wicking clothes. There's no cotton in my store, and that really what that does is that pulls the moisture and sweat off your body, and it evaporates a lot quicker, and it keeps you cooler when you're out exercising. So cotton is bad for exercise. Moisture wicking fabric is good.
Okay, thank you. Thank you to Derek for showing us the business and everything. So I just want to briefly show you some books that the library does offer about running. We have a lot of them that we have here. Just Fix Your Feet. We have the Build Your Body for Running. We even have Complete Idiot's Guide of Running. So just a wide selection that you can call the library to request, or you can come into your local branch and look at some of our books. So I hope you enjoy it and have a wonderful day. Be safe and be kind. Bye.